Morning, 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 good people. Double Innocence here with your boy E-Dub. Well, those Minnesota Timberwolves actually pulled it off last night. I can't believe it, man. Honestly speaking, they really impressed me. It's a big ask to ask them to win 4 in a row, though. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's one game at a time. They just refused to be swept last night. That's pretty impressive. The cat showed up. The only problem is Dallas did not have their other big man, Lively. He was injured. He got injured the game before. Me personally, I thought he had a concussion. They're saying he had a strained neck or something like that. But to me, the way he was wobbly and all that kind of stuff, the way the knee hit him in the back of the head, that looked like concussion protocol. But hey, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's going to be back for the next game. And he does make a little bit of a difference because the other big man, Gifford, he's very effective right around the rim. On both sides of the ball. Right around the rim, he's very effective. But I believe Lively gives you a little bit more of the agility. He can move around a little bit better. And he works a little bit better in the offense that Dallas Mavericks are running. So I do believe he makes that much of a difference, and we're going to see what's going to happen next game. I'm still backing those Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll see if they could find that extra strength. The good thing about it is, after winning that game in Dallas, the next game is in their house. So hopefully they can use their crowd. They could use, being at home, being back in their bed, a whole bunch of, like all those stuff to motivate them, to get them over that hump. Because really and truly, they need to have another game played exactly how they played that game last night if they want a chance in this series. But let me tell you guys something on a side note. If Minnesota can find that extra gear, if Minnesota can actually find a way to win that game in their house, the series is going to be a little bit different. It's going to work out a lot better for Boston because of the fact of the matter that Boston's at home. Boston's resting up. So, I'm going to say it again. Boston doesn't instill any confidence in me, so they can rest as much as they want. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I have a funny feeling that the next series is going to be a little bit different for the Boston Celtics, and they're going to realize it's not really a cakewalk through the playoffs, in my humble opinion. The champion this year, I believe, is coming out of the Western Conference. It's that simple. If Boston plays Minnesota, I feel that Minnesota can beat them in the finals. Again, the only thing that's going to really play against them is their inexperience. Like their inexperience is shown in this series against Dallas, is basically the same thing. That's the only thing that's really going to handicap them, their inexperience. In terms of matchups, in terms of everything else, I think that they even up very well against Boston. If not, in certain areas, I think they do a lot better. The thing that's really hurting the Boston Celtics, especially moving into the finals, is the fact of the matter that they don't have Porzingis. That big man, they kind of needed him. Don't get me wrong, Al Horford is doing a wonderful job. But for his entire career, he's been playing out of his position. When he was with Atlanta, he was doing basically the same thing. He's more of a power forward. But because of what they have, because of the bodies that they have, they've continuously used this man as a center. Hey, it is what it is. Al Horford is somebody you can't sleep on, though. He's one of the G's in the league. I have a lot of respect for Al Horford. No word of a lie. He just goes about his business, very humble, does what he has to do, and he's a very effective player since college. Remember, this man came into the NBA with a championship. I'm sorry. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he came into the NBA with back-to-back championships in Florida. Things you would never know because he's just such a humble person. He just moves very quiet in the NBA streets. So, on a personal level, if the Boston Celtics actually do pull it off and are able to win a championship, I'll be very, very happy for Al Horford. For the amount of years that he's put into this league, I mean, he's coming close to the end of his career. So to be able to leave with a championship, I'd be very okay with that. He's the one individual that I'd be happy to see win a championship out there in Boston. Him, Jaylen Brown. Tatum, don't get me wrong. Tatum's a very amazing player. It's just that for me, he's just, I find him, there's a little bit too much hype into him. You know, with the comparisons to a Kobe Bryant, all that type of stuff. And he's not consistent enough to really be put in those type of categories. That's just my personal opinion. But hey, win a championship, my opinion really doesn't count. Ladies and gentlemen, the series between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks is not over. Let's see if they can carry that momentum back to Minnesota, win the next one in their house, and make this series very, very interesting. On that note, I need you people to share, like, and subscribe. Help this channel grow. W Innocence with your boy E-Dub is out. Have yourself a blessed day, peeps.